and welcome to the NC podcast. My name is Natasha Collins and I am the host and founder of NC Real Estate, which includes its members club for landlords and property investors to come and build a profitable property portfolio that completely aligns with their goals. If you haven't been to my website yet, please go ncrealestate.co.uk. You can find out about all of the services that I offer and pick up some of my freebies so that you can get to know me, which is what we're going to be talking about today. There is a huge debate online about free versus paid content. I have seen it. I have seen that people are saying, don't pay for education about property investment. You can get it all online for free. And I wanted to put in my 2 cents about this because I do have strong feelings about it, and I can't pretend that I'm on a certain side of the fence when I am not. So let me have a bit of a discussion about it and what I think the difference between paid and free content is. Now, firstly, I agree that there is a place for both paid and free content. You will know by now if you follow me, I do have paid and free content, and I'm going to go through the differences of how I see this. And this may help you when making choices about what you're going to pay for in the future and what you're not going to pay for, because that part of the conversation has really been left out. So I agree that for the most part, if you Google stuff or you go on YouTube, you are going to get videos about anything you want to do with property investment. I mean, listen to my podcast. You will get information about all things property investment. You will. If you go back through my whole back catalogue of all of the podcasts that I've done, all of the videos that I've done, all of the little clips that I've got, if you go through my Instagram, my Facebook, my blog, popped all of that content together, you could make a good picture of how to invest in property. You could take that, you could run with it. I've even got freebies running right now, which is your master spreadsheet where you can collect all of your property data and run it from anywhere in the world, like I do. I have a free ebook for property investment for beginners, so you can set your goals and you can go out there and you can start putting your search requirements together. I have a freebie deal analysis spreadsheet going around. I have a couple of free videos on top of that. If you subscribe to one of my freebies, you then go into a sequence of emails which will build upon the last email. So you will get the freebie, then you'll get additional information, and that will be about 5 different pieces of information. So there is a lot of relevant content about how to invest in property just by subscribing to my free stuff. And a lot of other people are putting that out as well. So if you were to just gather everybody's free swipe files, all of their newsletters, all of the communication that they put out, you were to save all of this information on Instagram, you know, the captions, the images we put together, yes, I completely agree. You would have everything you needed to invest in property. And what does the free content do? Well, number one, it helps move the needle. It helps you go from being an absolute novice with no information to having a starting point and being able to move as far forward as you want. It also shows what's possible because it shows that somebody else has done it. Here's what they've learnt, and here is what they know, what they do, how they're doing everything. It's easy to digest normally. Well, for me, anything that I put out, I make sure that it's really easy to digest. I don't expect you to be sitting down and listen to hours and hours of me whittling on. I mean, if you're about to now listen to my podcast back catalogue, that is going to be hours and hours of me whittling on, but hey, it's free, use it. It's accessible to all. Anybody can get access to my free content as long as you have an internet connection and a way of either streaming it or downloading it online. And the other thing that I use it for is you get to know me. By listening to my podcast, you get to know me and who I am. By consuming my Instagram feed, or by joining my free Facebook group, or by watching my videos, or by reading my newsletters, you get to know me and who I am and what I stand for and what my beliefs are and how I operate in this industry. And that's really, really vital. I would never want you to come to me cold and be like, so then, Natasha, let me get to know you. No, it's all there. Get to know me. Get to know whether you like me or whether you don't like me. And that's fine. No hard feelings. That's what, for me, free content is all about. It's about me helping you to move the needle and get what you need, and hell, run with it. Run with my free content if that's what you want to do. That's what it's there for, designed to help you. It's also about you getting to know me. And yes, if you, as I've said, go and take everybody's free content and go and build a property investment empire. You could do that. I'm not saying that's not possible. But this is where we move to paid content. And the reason that content, information, education, advice is paid for is because you actually get access to me. And the way you get access to me is in a number of different ways. And this is true of my paid content. Now, I don't think it's true, or my paid services actually. I'm actually going to move away from this paid content lark, because when you pay for something from NC Real Estate, which is my firm as surveyors, you do actually get access to me and my advice and my firm as surveyors. So you become a client, an NC Real Estate client, and I have that client relationship with you because I care very deeply about you getting the success that you need. So why do I charge for my services? Okay, firstly, I'm a chartered surveyor. I've been in this industry for the last 11 years, and that's going to keep going. I have a huge amount of experience, and if you want me to give you individual advice and help move you forward, that requires my time to look into what you're doing, and therefore there's going to be an exchange for that. And that's part of the reason why I have paid services. My experience is as well that if you pay for something, you're actually going to do something with it. If you pay for my content as well, the paid content gets into the very much the detailed aspect of it. So it goes into the nitty gritty of everything that you should be doing. It goes very deep. It's that deep dive. It's the figures. It's everything that goes with it. I put things in a sequence so that you will be able to digest it easily, but it goes as deep as you need it to go as well. But I guess the main thing for my paid services, and I don't know if other people give this, because to be honest with you, the paid training that I've done, I've got a university degree in this. In fact, I've got 2 university degrees, but I've got a university degree in this. I am also a professionally qualified lecturer and have a university qualification in that. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a fellowship of higher learning. So I'm a professionally qualified trainer. I'm also a chartered surveyor who had to go through those 2 years of training. So I'm trained to be a chartered surveyor and be able to give professional advice. So I have a huge background, and really I'm a surveyor. I run a firm of surveyors. I give asset management advice, and therefore when you pay for my services, that is what you get. You get it. It's personal. It's tailored to you. We start to build a relationship, and I know what's going on in your property portfolio so that I can give you the most. And also, with any advice comes, insurance, hosting, time, past experience, and all of that has got a value attributed to it. So that is where you have to pay for that, because there's everything that it comes within the business. I run a business. My business is a firm of surveyors. My firm of surveyors is NC Real Estate. We choose to market through social media, and sometimes we get far too lumped in with this online training or education side of things, when actually, if we take a step back, the online education side of things, yes, I offer a lot of it for free, whereas I actually operate on the chartered surveyor. I'm a firm of surveyors, and we offer advice, help and support. And that's where I have to weigh in that paid content or paid services in this field has its place, and you should be paying for services if you are expecting a tailor-made personal service with that person. If there is just something that is out there that someone hasn't really put much time into, you're not going to get support, or maybe they can earn the money through advertising, then okay, that can be free content. But I don't think that everybody should be giving everything away for free, because there is something in they've had an experience, and there's time and there's money gone into that experience, and then there's time and there's money going into setting up things. You know, even if you record a YouTube video, you've paid for the equipment to record it, regardless of whether that's just your phone or however you're doing it. There's always some element of time and money. And seeing as we work in a business and we work in property investment, and property investors are going to be making money from investing in property, and you are earning money off of someone else's information, it's only right that you compensate them for the information that they've got, which has enabled you to earn money from it. If you see where I'm going with this, you are essentially saying, thank you, I've made money based upon your advice, freebie, what have you, and I'm compensating you for that. Now, of course, if it's a freebie and someone's putting it out for free, that's fine. They're giving it to you. Perfect. But you should not expect to get somebody's time for free if they don't want to give it. And that is the assumption that I don't want made in this industry. If you are expecting to learn from somebody and you are expecting help from someone, you should expect to pay them, because we are in a business-based industry. We are not charities. And I don't want that to come across too harsh, but I think that's the reality of the situation. Now, if you're someone who's charging people for a service that you're not giving, you don't deserve to charge someone for that service, and you should be giving refunds. And I do not believe that if you are charging somebody £1,000, £2,000 for a service and you are not actually showing up for that person, that you should be charging that amount of money. Charge £10. But if you are showing up time and time again and offering space for that person to come in and you are supporting them, then that is an exchange in value which should be chargeable for. And that is my position on paid versus free content. And I think that is a very important divide between the paid and free. Free, fine. If you want to give it out, if I want to spend my time and I want to put it out there for free, fantastic. Like this podcast, I love doing it and I want to put this out there for free. Obviously, I'm never going to charge for the podcast. It's really, really enjoyable. That's not to say that it doesn't come with costs. It does cost me to put this podcast out there, but that's absolutely fine, because it forms part of me getting to know you, and you getting to know me, and I'm absolutely fine with that. But when it comes to me giving my professional advice on a tailored basis, that is a payable service or a paid for service. So that's where the line should be drawn. That's how I see it. I don't think that there should be this guilt over making people put everything out of there for free, because obviously there's a time value for that. But if you're putting out a paid service and you are not giving people what you are advertising, then you shouldn't be able to charge for that. I hope it makes it clear. And if you are a consumer and you are someone's client, if you are paying more than £50 for something, you should be having contact with that person, and they should be responding to emails, and they should at least be doing something live. I'm not saying that that has to be individual. I'm just saying that they should be offering you a service. And if you have questions about that service, they should be coming back to you and answering you on a personal basis. If you are paying more for a service and you're not getting that, I would ask for a refund, because it's really not worth it. And that is where I stand on paid versus free content. So I hope that makes you make a decision. Guys, if you have not got the service from something that you've paid for, be strong enough to stand up and ask for the refund, because quite frankly, if I'm paying for something, I expect that person I've paid to be there to support me. And that can be in a varying of forms: group coaching, one-to-one coaching, one-to-one advice, specific advice, email support, all of that. Like, that's fine. It doesn't matter how that shows up. But if you're getting nothing and completely stonewalled, I would ask for my money back. And that is where I see the divide. So there we go. That's me weighing in on free versus paid content. I hope that's been useful for you. It's a short podcast today. If you've liked it, and I hope you have, I hope it's given you some insight into how I distinguish it. It may help you as well keep your eyes out and peeled in the industry. Literally, don't get involved in anything that seems dodge. Please don't, because there's so many good people out in this industry who actually want to help you. Seek them out, the people who tell you the truth, and the people who aren't marketing these get-rich-quick schemes. Because in property, you're not getting rich quick, that's for sure. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. I cannot wait to catch up with you again soon.